For Chapter 11 Tutorial 1, the figure 11-47, the pivot, we're going to start this one on the front plane. So I'm going to click on front and go to sketch. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to sketch view so that I can look directly at it. What I want to start with here is the original circle that has the radius of 106. So I need to change this to 106 times 2 to set my diameter. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. I've got my reference for how big everything is supposed to be. So now I can just start the line command off at this edge. And I'm going to come up, go over, back up, and then as I come over here, when I come down, I want to make sure that I set my length equal to this line. So we got our lengths being equal. I'm going to end the line command and come back up this way so that I can set an equal between those two lines. Now I can use delete segment to get rid of the two segments of this on the inside of there. We'll apply equal constraints between this line, and now that should have everything centered up, and I should have minimal dimensions that I need to complete this part. So the first thing I'm going to do is set the overall size by double-clicking, or by going to the dimension and double-clicking this one. This is going to be 650 millimeters wide. It is 32 millimeters thick at this location. The distance between the bottom edge and the center is going to be 132, and that should pretty much finish out the dimensions that I need for this particular part at the moment. So now I will go ahead and say OK to that sketch and extrude. My extrusion thickness in this case is 250. Once I have that, I can go ahead and hit the box. Now I have a couple of holes that I need to place in this now, and since we started this original circle on the origin, I can use that origin axis as a location for my hole. So I'm going to click on the hole command, and I'm going to select this face, hit Control, and sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. We may have to create an axis, but I want to select the Z axis, and it's not allowing me to, so instead I'm going to go ahead and escape out of the command, and I'm going to go ahead and create an axis. To do that, I'm just going to click Axis, and then I'm going to click this curved surface and say OK. And that's going to give me an axis to place my hole on. So I'll click Hole, left click this face, hold down Control, select the axis, and now I can select the Through All option and change the diameter of this to 150. Once I have that, I can go ahead and say OK, and I've got that hole that goes through here. Next, I'm going to put in the two fillets. So we'll go to the round command, change the radius to 50, and we're going to select this back edge here and this edge here to put in our two fillets. For the rest of the holes, I'm going to use the hole command, select this face. I want to change the diameter just so the preview looks a little bit better. The diameter of this is going to be 25, and it is going to be through all. So now I can go to placement, click in here to select my reference edges, and it is dimensioned from the top edge and the left edge. So it is 75 from this edge, and double click this one, and 62.5 from this edge. Once I have that, I can accept that, and next I'm just going to use the pattern command, and we're going to do a directional pattern. So we'll select this edge, I need to flip it the other way, and the distance between those holes is going to be 500. For my direction 2, I want to click here to add my item, and that looks like direction 2 is going the correct way. It's coming towards the front of the object, and the distance between the holes in this direction is 125. Once I have all the parameters set, I can go ahead and hit the checkbox, and here I have the pivot completed for Chapter 11 Tutorial 1, and it's the pivot part. Now these holes don't look centered quite right to me, so I just want to double check that I had the location of everything where it's supposed to be. So let me come in here and go to Edit Definition, And I put this at, I accidentally had the dimensions backwards. So this should be 75 and this should be 62.5. So I can go ahead and hit the checkbox now, and now it all looks centered up. So now the exercise is complete.